Greetings, friends and loved ones, and all the other. Ryan?
How goes everyone? So here we are.
Yes,
Back in
here we are.
action.
Am I doing? I'm doing it because it's UFC, so I'm doing it. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna be watching UFC 5: Return of the Beast. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat for anybody that wants to join us. It's on YouTube. What do we have? UFC 5: Return of the Beast, April 7th, 1995, at the Independence Arena in Charlotte, North Carolina. This event marked a turning point in UFC history. It featured the first ever super fight between Royce Gracie and Ken Shamrock. It's a match that went a specific amount of time that we will find out about once watching it. Um, but that also aided in the development of like time brackets for the thing for UFC. This was also the final UFC appearance of Royce Gracie until at least UFC 60 and the debut of Time Limits. As the promotion started evolving from a no holds barred from its no holds barred roots. The event had a tournament bracket alongside the super fight, continuing the early UFC tradition of single night competitions. So expect wild styles, wild hair, and a reminder that in 1995 anything went in the octagon. Let's get into it. Yeah, we're all at 0, so whomstever wants to watch along, come do 0 with us.
Yep. Ready?
Okay. Brian, count us down.
Ready?
It's
Ready?
doing a weird loading symbol. I don't like that. Stop. Yeah, whenever you are.
Anyways, let's go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Yesterday's UFC went really well. I'm not gonna go over all of it, but sorry, something was making
That's
noise.
very loud.
Do you want to turn your TV down a tiny bit? Um, but yeah, yesterday we had UFC 315. Jack Madalena got his title. Yeehaw. Valentina Shevchenko defends hers. Yeehaw. Go back and watch our 5-hour stream if you really want to catch up on that.
Yeah.
It's a good time. I'm excited. This is so old.
This is crazy. This is probably like stunning like picture quality back then.
Right? 95. This is 2 years before I'm born. So we're getting there.
I was born this year.
Aww.
So I'm assuming I was alive for this show.
What was it? July. Sorry, April 7th, 1995.
Okay, so I was alive. So I think this is the first UFC event when I was alive.
When's your birthday?
January 27th, 1995.
Wow, look at you, a first month baby. Good for
Yep.
you. I'm a July baby.
Always like the second oldest in my class.
I was all, yeah. I never got to celebrate my birthday in class, and it just sucked. Always wanted to.
I did, and then I didn't.
Why are you echoing?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Is that better?
Yeah, it's fine. It. It's just I don't know why it's echoing. That's fine though. Just make sure on your phone also the volume's turned off. It's not, because one time I had it turned on all the way. Do.
Oh, this guy's back.
Yeah, Rehaw. so long ago. So, baby.
Yeah.
Alright.
This guy was old even back then.
I know, right? I was thinking about it recently. I was just like, all these people that are older than us that have seen. My brain was gonna say the Titanic, not the Titanic. All the crazy shit. The development of the phone. Computers, I guess.
The development of the phone.
I don't know. I can't gauge people their ages sometimes.
No biting. This is
No
stupid.
biting, no eye gouging, no rounds. 20 to 30 minute time limit.
So which is it?
We'll figure it out. It's cute watching them develop rules, though.
Corner throws in towel is a ridiculous rule.
Well, you know, you gotta give up somehow, I guess.
Oh, Dan Severn's back. I'm rooting for Dan again because that guy was sick.
Yeah. But it makes sense, though, if they were trying to just do competitions in one night, why they had it structured this way.
Yeah.
I just think that over time it, like, doesn't work. And if you end up having, like, a whole entire, like, fighting hierarchy that you develop.
Right. Has he been a ref for a while?
Yeah.
Or, like, still ref?
Huh?
Does he still ref?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Did he just recently stop? Oh, he does.
Well, actually, I don't, like, I feel like I've seen him within one of the recent ones, but let me Google. He is now 62 years old. Oh no, it says... No, it says he's retired.
How long retired?
When?
That octagon looks bigger than normal, but I could be tripping. Or maybe bigger than current ones.
He retired in 2018. And I'll check.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. The Hammer. Guy looks like he was a bully in middle school.
Yeah. Yes, the old octagon is bigger than the new one. There are key differences. Old standard octagon was 30 feet, 30 feet across with a fighting area of 746 square feet, and the new octagon is 25 feet across with a fighting area of 518 square feet.
Gotcha.
The smaller octagon is often used in venues like UFC Apex and has been shown to increase action and finish rates due to the reduced space. Makes sense.
So the smaller one's better.
Hello, Mango King. How are you today? Yeah.
Yes, hello.
Well, yeah, because it produces more blood.
This guy also looks like an army sergeant.
Backwards. Yeah, they all look... Some of them look fairly military. I feel like there was a different kind of demographic back then coming into fighting.
Yeah.
Perhaps due to availability
What the
and such.
heck is this? This guy also looks like a high school bully.
How do I feel about last night? Okay, I gained a lot of respect for Bilal, so I was I don't think happy is the word there. I'm excited to see what happens with GDM. I'm stoked for the Islam v... Who was it? Yeah, listen, okay, so we're in Canada. I didn't go to it. UFC 315 was like the card that I kind of just didn't really give a shit about, which feels bad, but like it was fine. I felt like the whole thing was fine. But he did fight. It's not what I think I would expect from like a champion, but also was. I don't know. I haven't really watched him, but I did respect him for what he did. Um, how did I feel about the entire card though? I was entertained as always. Not I wouldn't say it's like my favorite card, but um
Oh my god.
yeah, that was
Big
a
height
lot,
differential.
especially that retirement. I was thinking that was going to get more attention, but I guess it was like the interview of like the loss place where like the dude that champions, I guess, gets the interview and like gets to yap about his stuff more. That broke my heart a little bit. It looked really sad. I feel like there needs to be more pizzazz with retirements. Faux show. What did I like from last night? Yeah, for sure. For sure. Let me look at the card. Do, 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 do. There was like one really big. I don't remember if it was a knockout or it was a fight. Alexa Grasso and Natalia Silva. That was an interesting fight. I thought that was cool. BSD getting his mojo back. That was cool. I think it was Mike Mallet. That was like the TKO I enjoyed. But I think I might be. I'm not sure. Yeah. Um. Yeah, I
Oh, so
wasn't
they're in
sure about
Charlotte.
that. The knees and the let me Google that. I wasn't sure what happened because I feel like I saw quite a few like knees and kicks to the face in spaces that you wouldn't usually expect it. Like it felt like it should have been called. Um, fair warning. Also, right before that, we were watching Backlash, so it was hard to. I was like, hold on. Um, Jesus.
Just the fighting here is so much different than modern day.
Right.
This is so like there's like a few sloppy moves here and there.
Yes, the UFC has recently updated its rules concerning striking to the ground to grounded opponents as of November 1st, 2024, under the revised Unified Rules of Mixed Martial Arts, approved by the Association of Boxing Commission and Combative Sports. The definition of a grounded fighter has changed. Previously, a fighter placing one or both hands on the mat was considered grounded, making it illegal for opponents to deliver knees or kicks to their head. Under the new rule, a fighter is only considered grounded if any part of their body other than their hands or feet, such as a knee, forearm, or buttocks, is touching the canvas. This change aims to prevent fighters from exploiting the previous rule by briefly touching the mat with their hands to avoid strikes. Okay, we're gonna read a little bit more. These updated rules were first implemented in UFC Fight Night 246 in Edmonton, Canada on November 2nd, 2024. However, it's important to note that the adoption of these rules depends on individual athletic commissions. For instance, in Ontario, Canada, where we are located, the previous definition of a grounded fighter still applies. In Ontario, any part other than the soles of the feet touching the canvas, such as a knee, hand, or arm, renders a fighter grounded, making knees or kicks to the head illegal. This discrepancy was evident during UFC 297 in Toronto, where a fighter was warned for delivering knees to an opponent who had both. Sorry, I'm giggling because Sean had both hands on the mat, a move that would have been illegal under new rules but was prohibited under Ontario's regulation. Therefore, while UFC has updated its rules, the legality of certain strikes, like knees to a grounded opponent, can vary depending on the jurisdiction of athletic commissions overseeing the event. So yes and no. We'll see how that plays out in the long term. I do some BJJ. Do I practice martial arts? Sort of. Um, am I good at it? Probably not. Not even a little. Yeah. Ryan, do you do martial arts? Ryan does wrestling and
Yeah, I
boxing.
do wrestling. I do a little bit of boxing, but that's more for
Yeah.
cardio purposes and not like actual, training to be a boxer.
Yeah. I
I did
think
amateur wrestling in high school, and I did a few classes like recently when I started training at Gym Couture.
yeehaw.
But I wouldn't call myself a fighter by any means.
Yeah, no, same. I broke a foot this summer, not being a fighter, because I shit. Ayo.
Throwing up every single. Yeah, the conditioning's intense, but it needs to be. Like it takes a lot out of you to be on the mat, like for realsies.
Yeah, I mean, even in BJJ, I know that when people like roll or like any kind of sport, I guess, if you like do a lot of sporting, you can throw up.
Was this gonna have the last one? I feel like
Ayo,
it looks
that's cool.
familiar.
Maybe
Yeah, that last fight was wild. It's just like I didn't even realize it ended.
incredible. It's incredible. Cool. I like the old stuff. Um, yeah, I really want to get back into BJJ. I'm not like I don't have a gym that I'm going to right now. I'm just kind of doing casual, sad drills at home by myself.
My favorite submission is the Kimura lock.
Yeehaw.
I love it.
I have a thing for Ezekiel's. It's just really fun to yell that, but also it's a really fun submission. I know, right? I know, right? Gi or no gi, they're so much fun. I miss
Are you
it.
watching UFC 5 with us, Mango King TV?
Join us. That's actually true. Yeah, I don't think about that as much, but I guess
On
you could
launch? I
use
don't get that.
technically.
I'm not the big UFC person, so
Ayo.
you're gonna have to explain all the UFC references. I'm only like I'm as casual as a casual fan as you could get.
We're getting into it. Ryan and I basically every week watch UFC and WWE. I'm the UFC person, he's the WWE person. But I want to get through all of the UFCs, basically just catch up to where we're at now and do the thing. It's important to know our history.
Have you seen the old UFCs, Mango King TV? Because holy crap, it's barbaric. It really is.
Super barbaric. It's really fun to see them like develop into what they are today.
Yeah.
The growth.
Like even just like 6'2" and 5'10", you don't really see that all the time. Like a 30-pound weight differential, like that's crazy.
Yeah, these like early days is just yeah. Oh my god. Tough is amazing. I just showed Ryan the just let them bang like or just let me bang like video the other week. He was not impressed by it. I think it's hilarious. I mean, like within certain parameters, boys need their brains checked sometimes.
Andy
Okay,
Wang.
you just gotta give him a hug. It's fine. You just really want to smash. Bang, whatever. It's destructive word. That sounds about right. Do you watch Power Slap? So I feel like Power Slap has the same energy right now as like the actual series of it, the lead up and all that stuff. I feel like it has the same energy as Tough, at least early season.
It's hard to watch.
Oh, good. It's not hard to watch. It's fantastic. Oh well, it's okay. We're gonna get onto the Power Slap train. Okay, so like I agree with the CTE situation with it, but here's the thing, like not everybody can be like a UFC fighter, right? But I think that Power Slap offers.
Anyone can be a power stopper.
Well, I don't know if anyone can be a power slapper. You still have to like
I thought that's where you were
train
going
and
with it.
do things. But I feel like it just offers that opportunity, and I think that it's nice that we have that opportunity rather than like not having that opportunity because there all their stories and stuff are really cool, and I'm just like, listen, like if you feel like you are
That's a good chokehold.
down to get like hit in the face, exactly. Sometimes you're the slapper, sometimes you're the napper. It's true. Um, if you're willing to do that to like get your stuff out there and your story, like who are we to tell you that you can't do that? As long as you're like aware of all the things, and as long as we can like make it science a little bit. Yeehaw! They have a slap cue. It's good. It's cool.
Oh, he's headbutting him.
Yeah. Again, this was before all the rules. Ayo. Jujitsu. Do you mean, what do you put that into more context? Like in a person?
I think I pick up what you're putting down there. You might need to clarify that for her.
Do you want to answer that question, Matt?
Well, he's asking you, so it's like red flag in a guy.
Is it a red flag in a guy? No, I actually think it's a huge green flag. Unless you're like doing some weird shit with it, which you're probably not. I think it's a really.
That's any.
I think it's a pretty it's a green flag in a guy, but this is also my opinion, not the opinion of all women, so just like bear with me, because also you gotta be, if you're gonna date a fighter, you also have to acknowledge the fact that like that fighter might get brain damage at some point, and you have to be ready for that, and you have to still love them, even if so, not so much for BJJ, but for like, you know, other sports. But I think that it's like safer if you are dating a fighter, because there's a very common knowledge amongst like fighting gyms and all this stuff that like if you're gonna be a piece of shit to like a woman, they will beat the shit out of you. You're going to a place where they will beat the shit out of you.
Into you to not even throw that stuff around. I know some people just ignore it because they're just there to kill someone.
Yeah, but also it's a very good way to take your you know feelings and work through them by, you know, organized and, you know, sustained like whatever, like a safe environment where you're having those feelings. I would much rather have a person that is gonna like have their, you know, work with their shit or blah 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 blah. Also, you feel so much better after like especially a jits class. So yeah, for me it's a pretty green flag. I think that it's great, and it's great exercise. You can do it together. That's silly. He asked to roll with a girl.
My coach takes it.
Yeah, but like, okay, but you have to be. That's another thing, right? Like, you have to be like, are you rolling with the girl, or are you using it as an, not you, but like, is said person using it as an excuse to like touch a woman in a very blah 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 way, right? Like, I'm like, if you're doing sports with a woman, that's fair. But if you're just like there to like get into fucking guard with a lady and you're just like, ah, yeah, this is touching me, like, no, that's not okay. But that's for the coaches and the gyms to moderate, right? Like, if you're there to do sports, you're there to do sports. But if you're there to fuck around, then, you know.
See, I see that. I feel like they had like a bad experience with it before. That's why they like moderate it like that.
Yeah, well, you also, you know, it's also up to the gym, right? Like, there's certain gyms that might want, you know, separation between the genders and people and whatever. You can go to all male or all female classes or blah 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 blah. When I was choosing my gym, I was really like, that was at the top of my thing where I'm like, if I'm gonna come to a gym, especially if I'm gonna have like full contact sport, I want to make sure that I am in a space where I feel comfortable and where like I am comfortable sitting on you, because that's like part of guard. And that was like one of the first questions and first like things I talked about with my coach. It was literally one of the first things I asked him. I was just like, can I wear sweatpants? He was like, you can wear whatever the fuck you want. It was like fantastic. But I think that's more for like every single person that comes to gyms, is like to figure out and find their own space that works for them, because for some people it's like you want certain
and
things.
Size difference is a big thing too, because even when I was doing like the wrestling classes at the gym I was at, I felt really like out of place because I'm 100 pounds bigger than everyone else there, so it's like, well, not 100 pounds, but you know what I mean. Everyone was like significantly like smaller.
Yeah, it also depends on how you're training, though. I think because like in jits, like part of it is like learning to go easy and like practice, because you should technically be able to practice with anybody in your gym, and like because you're not trying to hurt your like team members, right? um but it like also it's like how you're training, because if you're trying to train to like go harder, then you want to be doing that with like people that can handle it. You don't want to be taking the smallest person and like fucking their shit up. But if you're training like something else and you want to do it slowly and methodically, then like it doesn't really matter how big they are. Also, I found that like our gym was like very, there was a lot of people of all different ages, sizes, like genders, whatever. Um,
Yeah, I
and
agree with you
so
on TV.
we kind of trained like that, and we trained as like a camp more than anything. But what I found was that like the dudes, and I talked to Ryan about it before, the dudes that were like really big and bulky and shit, and they had a lot of strength, their joints were shitty, right? Because like you get older and also you have weight, whatever, all the stuff. Whereas like the people that were smaller and like had less muscle, like myself, I have like bigger flexibility than some of the dudes. So it kind of showcased to you the different weaknesses when it comes to BJJ. Like it kind of changes the submissions that you're going to go for, because like with a bigger dude, like yeah, like you can't bend him this way or that way, but you need significantly less like what's the word, not leverage but the other one, to like submit them with their joints rather than um
Flexibility.
like rather than, you know, like choking them out or whatever. So you can go for arm bars rather than blah blah blah. Yeah, no, I broke a fucking rib. Because I had this like really fucking big boy, and all he did was lay on me. It wasn't even like a submission. It was just, you're very heavy and ouch.
Yeah, and,
So.
and like grappling base, like weight is such an advantage. Like if you throw striking in the mix, you can overcome it. But like natural weight advantage in like the grappling based
But
combat.
there was that sumo dude we also watched, right? Like I think
No,
that,
but he got clapped though, like by fists.
yeah, I think that you can
He didn't
get
get like
past the
wrestled to the
weight thing
ground.
if you are a really good fighter and like know how to like attack the head or whatever. But if you're like a white
No,
belt, like I'd be fucked.
if
I'd
you
be
have
fucked
like
against just weight.
strikes, well, yeah, like an inexperienced person. And if you throw strikes into the mix, that's an ultimate equalizer. But like strictly like grappling based combat, like weight is gonna
Yeah,
9 times out of 10.
gotta learn how to be nimble and run away in those
Yeah.
scenarios. That's where you whip out a kite and escape. Oh, karate. I did a little bit of karate when I was in like middle school. It was a good time. Yeah. I think it's definitely the combination of like all the like just mixed martial arts, right, in general, where like you have to combine all of them to be like a very effective fighter.
Yep.
But it's important to learn them all. I just think that BJJ is like a really good exercise. Like I would rather do jits for like X amount of time, several like the same amount of time that I would like go to a gym or whatever. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. I would love to get my blue belt. I think that it's definitely something that I'm gonna like continue doing throughout my life. Um, I started like very randomly, and it's definitely something that I would like to continue. Just like till I die, I think it's wonderful. It's like fight
Shit.
yoga.
We got a
Um,
black belt in here.
yeah, I think it comes in time. It comes when you're ready. My coach was just like, "Oh yeah, you're a blue belt if you can just like beat up like any random person on the street." I'm like, "Wonderful." It's gonna be a while till I get there, but you know, keep practicing every day. But it's something that I also like. I want to practice it just like by existing, like watching UFC and like learning all the different like submissions just theoretically and stuff, and then practicing the Exactly. Yeah. That's all I do. Just like practicing the different stuff and drills and whatever, and like eventually you get to combine those things together and like level up. And the more of those bits and pieces that you level up, the like better you become. So I'm a fan of puzzles though. That's probably what that is. My goodness. I like their attire in all of these early day ones.
Yeah.
It's just like dudes. It just depends where I'm at in guard. I guess.
What about this guard?
Uh, I mean he's getting there, I guess.
Oh.
Just gotta continue. I like the idea of the different like stages of guard. I think it's cool because it like breaks down the like fight and objectives into like specific milestones. It was definitely weird the first time I got there. I hadn't like interacted with another person in a while, and my first experience was like one of the like side profs, whatever coaches, was just like, all right, and now you sit on me. I was like, I do what now, sir? He's like, get on. I'm like, okay, sure. And then he flipped me, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. It's cool. It's a lot of fun. Also, in that moment, so many of my like thoughts clicked in with boys. I was just like, so much shit just makes sense now. I understand everything. Y'all are stupid. Not always lovely. It was just funny. Because you don't really get to do all that stuff. You're like, grown up as a girl. It's just not a thing. Often. Depends. Case specific. You are. Yeah. You really are.
Speak for yourself.
I think you're endearing when you're stupid.
What a backhanded compliment.
You are. It is. Boys are silly sometimes. Everybody's silly sometimes. It's like half the time we watch wrestling or UFC, and I'm just like, oh, he's adorable, and Ryan's like, he looks like a killer. I'm like, but he's an adorable killer. He's sweet.
Oh, Dan Severn's back. I love Dan Severn. So
you said he does wrestling, right? Wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that flip where he like flipped him on his fucking head, that was insane. Wild. Yeah, but like seeing it in UFC is like, it's cool. You don't really get it as much anymore. I feel like wrestlers don't get like as far now. Do they? Do they have? No, they're not really, right? Currently?
What do you mean? Like pro wrestlers?
Like anybody that does also pro wrestling. There's obviously a bunch of wrestlers in there.
Well, the major one is obviously Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar, yeah. Big boy move.
There's like Japanese wrestlers who like fought in Pride.
Yeah. I want to explore Pride a little bit more. Greco-Roman.
I mean, technically it would be one, but like, it's also common like WWE.
Yeah, we're bridging that gap between the two of us because I'd never seen wrestling before we started doing this, so I'm more entertained by I'm an anthropologist. I'm more entertained by the like socio-cultural implications of wrestling. Whereas UFC, I just genuinely love to see them beat the shit out of each other. Like it just makes me happy. I'm sure that's fucked up somewhere in the brain, but. I sure am. Yeah, I'm an anthropologist / archaeologist. That's what my schooling degree was in. Why did I do it? I don't know. I stepped into the class. I was supposed to be a forensic scientist, or whatever. I was supposed to get my degree in like forensic something. And then you had to take like a secondary degree. And so one of the classes I had to take was anthropology. I used to hate anthropology in high school. I thought it was so stupid. Walked into that classroom, walked out, I was like, this is it. And then you kind of end up, I did like a quadruple thing in Anthro. One of the quarters of Anthro is archaeology. So you kind of just end up as an archaeologist. It's a good time.
This guy looks like Toad.
Yes. Well, we haven't seen anybody bring in a giant ass cross yet, so that's cool.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Not yet. We were talking about how this is like coming out right after the Satanic Panic, so there's just like a lot of dudes coming out with like a big old Jesus message, which is cool. It's cool. But they were like lugging out these like 2-meter crosses on their back. Very performative. I kind of want to see that again in UFC now. That would be fun. He flies a kite. I guess we kind of get that still. But they're definitely not as theatrical.
Yeah.
This man's mustache, dude.
This guy looks like a killer.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, same age. Ish. Same
Yeah,
height. Ish.
36 to 35.
Exact same weight. Well, this might be a tough one for Dan. He's got a bit of an advantage, but...
Jeez. Are you excited for the Makhachev fight? What is it, Makhachev versus Madalena? Is that what they're doing? And then it's Usman versus Volkanovski, right? Look that up. See, he looks like a wrestler.
He's a wrestler.
Wrestler. Yeah. Yevloyev. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Close enough. It doesn't think you're using the right term for Islam. We all love the religion. I have a whole thing about Topuria.
Oh.
I'm still waiting to see how he stands up to the public, the pressures of being like a UFC star. He did great. He knocked a bunch of people out. That's cool. But like you gotta stay in it and then just like consistently whatever, because I feel like half of the performance of a champion that's consistently a champion in UFC specifically is the ability to put up with the pressures that like being a champion, you know, consists of, i.e. like talking to the people, having to be that champion figurehead, especially in like the age of social media, and also you have to continue fighting well, right? So it's like, yeah, right, longevity. So I don't know how Ilya's standing up to that. Yes, he's got great fists, heavy hands, but like that's what you're running on, right? Is that like you have heavy hands, you get caught by them, you're fucked, like blah blah blah. But it's like, but what if you're against a person who's like dodges your fucking hands and can wrestle you to the fucking, you know, and it's Ankalaev versus Alex, right? So we'll see how it goes. I don't know how I feel about him just like leaving. I guess he left the division.
Already.
Do I think life is better in the modern era? Comparison to what? Give me a comparison time. But yeah, so we'll see how Ilya does. I'll reassess my feelings in a year's time, probably. In terms of community, again, it really depends on, I think it really depends on, like, A, where, and B, when. Because, like, I don't really think of society as, like, one whole thing. on the planet. Like, I think of us all as like a species on the planet, and we're like a little hive mind, whatever, or could be. But I think that in pockets, like we kind of do pockets. Yeah, so it really depends, because there's certain pockets in our world that like shit sucks right now, right? But then there's certain pockets that it works. I think that it just really, it's all about building like a symbiotic relationship with your own community and something that works for everyone within your community, and then being symbiotic with like the next over community and the global community and the whatever. I think we have more communication now though, so I think we have the potential for a better society. Are we gonna do that and achieve that? I don't fucking know. Hopefully. I'm a hopeful person. Maybe one day. If we keep talking. If we keep fighting each other in organized violence. I think it helps. Brian, what are your thoughts?
Is life better in the modern era compared to past era?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Let's have Brian answer first.
Really, I think it depends on the context. I think we're all suffering more and less in different ways. I don't know how to like elaborate on that.
Yeah.
I feel like we've lost a lot of our personal touch on things, and it's gotten a lot more robotic in a lot of things. But I feel like, in terms of our personal health, I think we're the best we've ever been. So maybe, yeah, I think in terms of like health,
I think we're going onto a cusp soon, though. Like, Toronto's just like full of chemicals and shit. There's like microplastics in our balls.
Yeah, but we also have a lot more access to things that are
I agree. Medicine and technology.
Whereas, things like a cold could like theoretically have killed us in the 1800s.
Is true.
Now you just like, it's just a bad day or two.
Yeah, so my thing on that is that like, right, it's like, it's back to how we're using it. Like, especially recently, like, I think that America is, this is very political, but like, here we are having this conversation, why not? I think that America, there's like, we're like going away from this distinction, right? Where like, we do so much technology and so much like politicking and so much whatever, but we're given so many privileges in America, but instead of using those privileges to like educate ourselves and to be very educated, like we're supposed to the rest of the world symbolize like the place where everybody comes to or does whatever, and then just like works on these like very like progressive subjects in comparison to the rest of the planet, right? Like to everybody else that's doing everything else, of all the countries that have like come together and like produced America, basically, right? So we've come really far there, and we made all these technologies and stuff, but then like kids get born here and they're not aware of like the rest of the stuff, and I find that America's just like not as aware of like in relationship the life that they live. And I think that if they became more aware through just like let's just fucking research, like asking ChatGPT random shit, the quality of life that we have can significantly go up, but it's like not going up because America's stuck in its own little bubble of arguing instead of like problem solving, essentially. So like, it's a yes and a no. Like, our life is better because we have all of like the extra shit, but we're not utilizing it properly, so therefore our life is just getting worse and worse and worse. Like the food thing, right? Or the whatever, and like we have all this like super refined food, but then like we're consuming it in a way that's actually making us weaker to the rest of the environment. And if you were to put us like outside in like middle of nowhere, like fucking Siberia or Middle East or whatever, like we would probably die because we're so not accustomed to that. But it's like, but we could be living a life where we are accustomed and we are like symbiotic with all these things, but you just have to like live a life of like moderation and like health and like whatever. I just think that we have a lot of like freedoms here, and one of the freedoms is just like to make our lives shittier. That's my opinion. No. No, can technology progress fast enough to fix this problem? We'll see where AI takes us. I have faith in AI.
Sure.
No. I think that I think I see people objectively and like realistically in terms of just like who they are. I think there's like an idealized version of like how we would want to see things, but in reality, like humans are all so different from each other, and they all have like we all have a very different capabilities in terms of our like mental capacities and also our physical capacities. And so like you can be really idealistic with something, but in order for that thing to be achieved, you have to have everybody be on the same exact level as you, whatever it is. Yeah, right. but
I was
that's not
expecting it
real.
sooner to disagree with you, Mango. If I'm being completely honest,
You what?
I was expecting AI sooner.
Really?
Not just me.
We,
Maybe I
brother,
watched too much sci-fi as a
you and I
kid.
started when we were children. When cell phones came about. How do you have such a high expectation for AI?
I was expecting flying cars because of some book.
Yeah, okay, well, exactly right. I mean, like, it makes sense that you were expecting them, but I'm just like, I'm actually pretty impressed that we have AI this early on. Like, I'm like 2009 is like when we got smartphones, and then shit got like it's only really been 16 years since we've like had mass internet.
Yeah, that's true.
It's impressive. Like it's been very fast changes. Like I was playing Snake 16 years ago on a black and white like flippy floppy phone screen. They had like bricks and shit before. Right? Yeah, it's not that
Yeah,
long.
basically.
I can't imagine. You know what I like wonder about is like the children that were born like past into the internet age. Like I just wonder
Yeah.
what this whole fucking existence is like for them, because I would I'd be like, what the fuck? Why? Yeah. Yeah, we're so sorry. I feel so bad. I feel so bad and I feel so sorry about it, but I'm like at a weird age where like we're 30, so it's like we're not there yet to like fix the problem or like be in a position of power. We're like just getting there. That they're like starting to give us power, but like a lot of the power is still held within Gen X. Not so much boomers anymore. And like Gen X has never used a computer. Or like they don't know
Yeah.
what TikTok is, and so you're just like you're trying to explain something to them. You're like, I had a conversation. I was working at this weed shop, I had a conversation with this old lady, and I explained to her that like kids, because she's like, I don't know, well, my kids are so fucking depressed, and I explained to her at some point during our conversation that I was like, you can just watch like bombs being dropped on TikTok like location, or not TikTok location, Snapchat location. Like some of these kids are just watching riots over there, and you're like asking why they're depressed, and like because they're seeing like dead shit on the left stuff. Um, and she was like, "Oh my God, is that really what's happening?" And she was like, "It all makes sense now." Like blah 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 blah. I was like, "Oh, if you didn't know, like that's just the tip of the iceberg, woman." Um, so oh, hopefully that gets better soon.
Yeah.
It's shit's real wild. Huh?
Lucky
Yeah,
we're here.
cool.
To
That
know
would be
better.
interesting. Yeah, I think that like my family is like just starting to learn about like Chat GPT and how it works. And it's quite incredible the like transitions that people go through once they like have the capacity to talk to AI.
My
Um,
mom was talking about using TikTok earlier today, and I was like, "How do you even know what that is?"
that's so cute. I love that though. It's cute. Like it's nice. I think that like the new American administration, I think that it's helping with that. Like I really think that he's in a really weird way bridging the gap for like older populations using TikTok. I think he's making it more like interesting. Ryan and I were talking about how we're pretty sure it's just American politics is like WWE right now. I'm
Yeah.
convinced it is at least. Yeah, they're just putting on a show. Like I don't know I don't know where it's going, but I'm hoping it's going in a good direction. We'll see.
There's always been like pop culture at its most simple.
Mhm. It's weird that that's actively mixed with legitimate politics, but that's okay. It's America.
Oh, where did that even come from? Literally, where did that even come from?
I don't know. We'll look her up. I think about loss often. That like other meme. Just the progression of memes.
There's a lot of like
Still
random
all
memes
within that
just come up
16
out of
year
nowhere.
period. What? What? Also, I made rice cream today. I'm very excited to
What
try it.
the heck is that?
It's ice cream made of rice, and it has.
My dad would
condensed
beat
milk.
up your dad. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, rice cream.
Yeah.
The
What is
rice
that?
screams. It's pretty good. I was so proud of it. I've been experimenting with like all the various things that you can make with rice. One of the things is in fact ice cream.
Okay.
It's very good. I've been on this tip of just like, well,
See, now I want
it
ice
was
cream
rice
now.
pudding before, and now it's turned into rice cream. It was rice pudding that became
I'm
rice
gonna
cream.
get ice cream.
It's rice pudding
This
flavored.
stream is over.
Yes, it was very fun. The AI also told me to make cookies, but I was just like, I'm not ready for cookies.
Oh, I'm gonna get a drumstick. Oh, it's gonna slap.
I'm sure I could figure out a way to make drumsticks too. It'd be fun. The bottom.
No!
Really?
The top.
Oh,
No! That's the
dude.
worst part.
Really? I
Yeah,
love
don't
the
like
bottom.
chocolate that much.
I live for that bottom pit.
I like the usually has a strawberry filling. Thank you, Mango.
I don't know, guys. I'm telling you, everybody's different. I
Okay,
don't know.
but
I love
we're-
it. There's
we're
something
correct.
about all of it just kind of culminating at the end. It makes me happy because it's like such a solid piece of chocolate that's always at the bottom there, and you're like,
don't
yeah, I
like
deserve
chocolate.
this.
That's why I'm like, ugh.
I worked
I
for
don't
it.
wanna throw it away.
Really?
Why don't you
That's
just
so
eat it from the bottom and then
because that would well, I would. That's a good idea.
flex
But well,
later.
because no, because if you eat it from the bottom and you were to like bite it and suck it out, then you're just left with an entire cone of chocolate and shit, and then you didn't do the work of eating the cone before. Yeah, I'm sorry. We're all different. It's a gradient of humans, you know? We all like different strokes for different
You get-
folks.
Y'all were talking about like worldviews and like social politics, and you talk about a drumstick, blah 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 blah.
Divided on a drumstick. Fuck. What is your guys' favorite flavor of ice cream?
I usually like a good strawberry.
Strawberry. Okay. Rocky Road. That one sounds good too. Oh, I like
Or peanut butter, but I have to be in the mood for it.
peanut butter's good. I was not a
It
big
leaves, like,
chocolate
a weird
person.
aftertaste.
Yeah. I like Baskin
Oh wait,
Robbins'.
did you say chocolate or ice cream?
Huh? Okay, so sorry. Baskin Robbins' cotton candy. That one. Perfection. I didn't like chocolate. I didn't like chocolate flavored anything. I didn't do cakes. I didn't do
Okay. So yeah, strawberry.
ice cream. I didn't do any of the other stuff. I don't know why, but I felt like anything chocolate flavored was really gross. Like I was down with chocolate milk and chocolate itself. Even chocolate milk's a bit weird, but I thought it was just weird to flavor shit with chocolate. But then recently, I don't know what's gotten into me. Chocolate's become delightful.
See, I never even liked chocolate that much as a kid. Like for Easter, I never got like a chocolate bunny. I got Skittles.
I
Like
have a
Asker
sugar thing.
Skittles. But like, there were certain like, if chocolate and peanut butter I love. Like Reese's is my favorite like type of chocolate altogether. But like milk chocolate or like anything like that, I'm not really a fan of.
Huh. I love
Like I
chocolate.
could eat a chocolate cake, like a slice of it, and like be fine with it. And there are a few chocolate bars I do make the exception for, but like pure chocolate, I'm not a fan of.
Are you a big sugar person though? Dark chocolate is cool. I'm a big sugar person. I'm a big chocolate person, big sugar person. Like I love chocolate. It's just you can't. You turn over 25, you cannot eat the food
I
that
can't
you used
eat
to
too
eat.
many sweets.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, yeah, but like every so often, I make an exception.
Would you eat sweets if you could eat them without any repercussions?
It depends on the sweet. Like, there's some sweets, like, I find a donut to be a bit too sweet sometimes.
Huh.
But, like, in Skittles, like, I can have a few Skittles before I'm just like, I'm sick of this taste.
Mm.
Like, I could eat a cheesecake all freaking day.
Yeah. I think that if
Favorite
there
type
was
of
no
bagel?
issues, I would live solely off of sugar. It's problematic.
Probably like,
Favorite type of
I guess
bagel?
just a good 12 grain is fine. Or
Actually,
not 12 grain.
I know
Like a plain too.
this is not bagel, this is more bagel topping, but like salmon and sour, or not sour cream cheese on anything. I think like a sesame bagel or one
Yeah,
of them marbled
I
ones.
used to really like cinnamon raisin, but now
Yeehaw.
it's a little too much.
Oh yeah, cinnamon raisin bagels. Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, smoked salmon, not just like an entire fish.
Come on, Dan.
Could you
Come on,
imagine?
Dan.
Cream cheese and a freshly caught salmon. Just put them on there. I love smoked salmon. There's something about I think I just love salmon in general. I could eat like so much
Anchovy
sashimi.
bagel. What the heck?
Anchovy bagel. You know what? I'm not against that. I think. I think I.
My all-time favorite kind of breakfast or favorite food can include a bagel.
Sashimi bagel with like a an avocado spread potentially, or like avocado and cream. Yeah, that sounds good. I haven't had sushi in a while. I think I'm craving sushi.
I love eggs Benedict.
Yeah, yeah, that's good too.
Love
With
eggs
like penal
Benedict.
bacon.
That could be with a bagel. Oh,
Yeah,
or salmon.
California bag roll. That'd be great. If it's a bagel, make it made of rice. Maybe I should make rice boy bagels.
Pizza.
Sushi pizza, yeah. Always down for sushi pizza. How long have they been touching tips for? 2 minutes? It's
A
not rounded.
mistake.
Why is he upside down? Good lord. Aww. Is that his mama? I really love it when you're allowed to, the women and the wives or parents or whatever just like run up to the cage and like scream shit. It's sad also sometimes, but it's also, I think, very human and cool. Why do you think sushi pizza is a mistake? I feel like it's very American, again, that whole, well, actually no, because they totally make it in like Japan. They make like the
Oh.
rice
See,
patty
Dan said
situation.
last time he didn't really use striking that much, and that's what screwed him over. I like it.
Yaki, whatever, it ends with yaki. I think you just have to get the like rice patty to stick well, or if they like cut it for you.
Oh my god.
I think if it's stacked well. Yeah, he's pretzeled it.
Yo, he's like kneeing.
Is he on an arm? Does he have his arm? No. Yeah.
He's gonna win.
Oh, someone's bleeding. Oh, rough. Did you see Bilal's face get split yesterday? I didn't even notice, but he actually, like, his whole entire lip was, like, split, and he had, like, oh, yay, have fun. Enjoy. Beat the shit out of everyone. Gently. Consensually.
Let us know how it goes, please.
What?
His MMA sparring.
Yeah, Riha. It's also incredible because I think that you have to take a certain amount of, like, oomph to, like, punch someone in the face when they're already bleeding. That's a big thing. I had to, like, thanks for coming, thanks for interacting with us, we appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's always nice, thank you. Have fun at your practice. Come back in and check in with us later. We stream like 3 times a week, 2 times a week sometimes.
Oh, I think he's trying to get him off.
What?
Oh, I don't think he realized Dan's the B7 in the back.
Wild. I'm a fan. One of the big things when I like first got into fighting and stuff like that, one of the big things I realized was I have like an inside of me nature.
Please, you're always welcome here. Thanks for,
I sure will. I will update you. Yeah, totally. Excited to see you again. I found that I couldn't punch people in the face, and it would stop me from like doing the thing.
Right. Yeah, I could see you just like having too much empathy to like.
I can't. I really can't. And I think it used to be an issue back when I did karate as well too, where I was just like, I just don't want to spar because I just don't want to like hurt you. which is not the right attitude to have for self-preservation fighting. I mean, it is, but like, you know. So I was working on that, but that was hilarious because I was just like, it's funny because I was like so worried about like this, that, or the other. But then my coaches were like, "But you're not hurting us. Like we get punched in the face by like big fuck off like OPP dudes. Like you're not stronger than them." And I'm like, "I know, but I feel stronger." He's like, "No, that's false." Okay. He's like, "Punch me." I'm like, "No." It was fine. I flipped him once by accident. It was a good time. He didn't expect it. My coach is made of injuries. Just, he's like a bag of bones. It's constantly creaking. You're like, okay. Yeah. Such is life. It's okay. Do, do, do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Brought his mom out. That's so funny.
Huh? So, what are you thinking?
I want Dan Severn to win.
Yeah, I kind of do too. I feel like he might not, but like, I wonder if he continues on. Do you know how long he continues on in UFC?
I think he has a pretty good run. I'm pretty sure he got hired to WWF because of his UFC run.
After
he developed
UFC.
a name for himself. Same thing with Ken Shamrock. I think Ken Shamrock was just about to be on his way out into the WWF.
Yeah, Riha. We should. Not we should. I think that we're gonna continue seeing them because the chat said that there's What did chat say? This was Royce Gracie's final appearance, until at least UFC 60. So I'm interested to see if the rest of the guys continue on their run of like creating this situation.
You should see Ken Shamrock in the WWF. He was a freaking animal. I mean, he's 1 year too, but.
Do you know, you should, I'll make a list thing of, like, where the Google Docs thing is for our stuff. And then you should totally just, like, drop links in there for me to watch, and I'll watch them on my Thursday night stream.
I already sent you Gunther and Sheamus, so.
Yeah. Did you send that to me on Instagram, though?
Yeah.
I'll put it in there.
Yeah, I'll drop it in the link, yeah.
Yeah, because I tend to lose them almost immediately.
Yeah.
You know me, I too have a goldfish brain. There's the conga line again that you hate.
I just think it's so, like, goofy.
You're goofy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do 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 do. I have to. I'm gonna go back in our stream when I'm converting it to audio files. I must have started the Weeb theme song yesterday after you left, like at least 10 times. And there was a point where I had to like stop myself and just be like, okay, we're gonna not. Because it was just every 2 seconds as soon as it got quiet. No, I'm not gonna do it because then it's gonna get stuck again. But everybody knows what I'm talking about. The Wii theme song.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was.
It just kept coming up. I swear to God. Like I think through that entire stream, probably like 17 times at least it happened. Terrible. When you get like a fucking stim, it just gets stuck in your brain. Yeah. 31 to 29. Whew. A 20 pound difference.
Ron Jeremy.
Hmm. Interesting. What does he do?
It's not the Ron Jeremy I'm thinking of.
Oh. Nope, it's starting. Keep it in. Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
Huh. This should be a long fight, I reckon.
Is this title fight? No.
This is the super fight.
Oh. Oh, yeah. 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 Oh, I see. Cause it's fucking early UFC. Just like the structure is unhinged.
Yeah, the main event is like the second to last match, pretty much.
Right? You try to logic through these like early events, and there's just no logic, and then there's also no rules, so you're just not sure about anything anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like they're like, we put people in a cage. I really want to watch some bare knuckles fighting recently, but I also feel scared.
No.
Bare knuckles fighting stresses me right out. Itchy face. But looking forward to UFC 316. UFC 316 is Marab versus Shigashan, I'm pretty sure.
I hope Stone Cold shows up.
Huh?
Stone Cold, Awesome 316. Never mind.
Are we excited? Cheeto Vera is also on 316. Kevin Holland is also on 316. I'm a huge Kevin fan. Cool. I'm stoked. We have something to look forward to. Always.
Come on, Ken. Who are you waiting for? Who are you rooting for?
Huh?
Who are you rooting for?
Here?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll go for Shamrock, but I also kind of know what happens.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I think I spoiled it there for you. I'm sorry. I don't know what happens.
Oh, what I do? Just forgot what you just said.
He does great, and then he wins, and then he runs away with it, and then he beats the shit out of Royce Gracie, and everything is wonderful.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, so Royce wins?
I don't know.
Oh.
Does he? We'll find out. Yeah, I think I don't know. I like the Gracies for what they've done, I think. I think that just like technically they're very cool. And it like lays groundwork for MMA or for UFC and all this other stuff. But I think that I generally cheer for the like if you have like a really well-rounded fighter and stuff like that, I feel like it's more like obvious that they'll like take the whatever, so I want to cheer for the fighter that like is just going at it with like, you know, they trained in like martial art X, but then what they're making up with like not knowing the rest of the martial arts is just like chutzpah and just being like, I'm just gonna fuck you up, I don't know how, I'm gonna just do it, I'm gonna figure it out. Yeah. How about you?
Right. I want Ken to win.
Yeehaw.
Yeah. I don't have a giant explanation, even just in WAF.
Just simple. That's fine. I get it. I still have some crackhead brain left over from yesterday, so that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Energy brain. I have squirrel brain. That's what I have.
I wish there was more movement in this. This is like, come on, get up.
It's jitsi.
Yeah, but this is not fun.
They're just having a struggle snuggle. It's not fun for you.
Oh.
Some of us
Go.
like it when they pretzel time. Some of us prefer
Why?
pretzels. Cause I like watching the technical stuff of it. Like for me, when they're pretzeling, I think it's like technical and like it's always really interesting to watch, and I can watch like I would watch jujitsu forever because like Ezekiel, sorry, because like there's so many, it's like people chess, right? Like body people chess, and so it's like seeing it, you're basically just like seeing so many different variations of the people chess play out, and you're like, okay, if you're ever in that position, like what's the thing that you can do, or like you're looking at it and you're like, what are the options for him here now? I think it's entertaining to watch just because like you get to like imagine the different ways out. When they're striking, it's just kind of, you're like, who's gonna land it first. But I don't mind the grappling. Gotta check
I just want to see someone get decked.
Yeah. I feel like, again, same with the whole like I don't want to punch anybody in the face. I feel like I feel more uncomfortable with all of like the blood and the face is getting ripped open. Also, I'm like, I think about CTE every time that they get punched in the head. So I'm like, I prefer them doing this to each other, because it's still fighting, but at least nobody's actively losing brain cells.
Fair enough.
It feels more wholesome to me in a certain weird way. Nope. We're not doing this again. It's in there. The we, it wants to come out. It's inside my head right now. It's happening. Terrible.
Oh my god.
Hit him in the kidney with your foot. And it's also interesting to see what like the other dude is doing, right? Because if
got
they
a good
go
choke on him, I'll give him that.
Ezekiel.
Can Ken not just pick him up from here?
If he can stand.
I feel like he's strong enough to do it.
He might be strong enough, but like the leverage that he has right now doesn't work. And number two, Gracie's like smart enough to know, because that's what I was gonna say earlier, is that like there's a certain distance, right, to keep him, because if he's too close, then he's at risk of like, if he's too close and he doesn't move too much, he's at risk of him getting his like hooks into a spot like a choke or whatever. If he's too far, then Gracie can like either choose to stick with him and stay close, so that, because usually the issue is that like they're trying to get away to ground and pound. But he can either choose to stick close to him and actually cling to him and find another way to choke him while he's like up or down, or he'll just let go, right? And so like you can't really like pick someone up and slam them down the ground unless they're attached or not attached to you. It's something that works in WWE. It's something that doesn't necessarily work as well in UFC.
I've seen it done before. They just pick him up and drop him.
Yeah, but you have to like.
There we go. Get out of there.
You have to
like.
Good
leverage now. Get him up. Get him up.
It has to be a very specific situation. Like they have to be attached to them in a way, and it has to be done in a way that like you stand up quickly enough for your opponent to not like adjust to the thing that you're doing, whereas like logically you don't want to be slammed on the ground, so you will, like, if you know that that's what the person's doing, you'll try to, like, get out of it.
Right.
Um, and again, like, he wants to be close to him right now to get into those, like, technical chokes, or if he gives him an arm or a leg, right? Like, if you posture up and whatever wrong, then, like, a really good BJJ person can take one of your arms and just, like, do the roll and break your shit. Um, but this is cool. I really like seeing wrestler versus jiu-jitsu. It makes for an interesting combination.
Yeah, Gracie's had control. If this fight went to decision, it would be Gracie right now.
You think so?
Yeah, because he's been like giving him a lot of shots and stuff.
I don't know, actually, because I feel
Even
like,
though like Ken, in theory, has the front guard, I still feel like Gracie has the control here.
well, no, because he's still being dominated, right? Like, he's still the one on the ground.
Right.
Like, he's not dominating here, right? Like, he is defending.
But he's gotten a lot of back shots with his leg.
Yeah, I mean, for points, sure, but, like, you have to think about it because it's like he's getting the points for back shots, and then,
Like
but Ken's getting the, like, the control, right? Because that also counts, right? Like, it's octagon control, aggression, something, 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 and then shots as well too. And so shots are gonna get you, like, your shot count is also gonna count against that. We read the rules out one of the times, remember, where, like, they rank in certain orders or whatever.
right. What's up, Al? What's up, Allie? T89. How goes?
Reha.
Oh,
That thing he keeps trying is in Ezekiel, where he, like, goes in, and chokes him with either the sleeve or the arms. It basically, like, scissors your head. And it's like the choke that you do when you don't have access to a choke that will, like, cut off their look at those toes. Those are toes for grabbing. It doesn't cut off their jugular. So that's, like, your next best option when you're in that position, which is unpleasant. Because it, like, works sometimes, and sometimes does not. Yeah. It's like, please, may I please choke you, please?
yeah. Come on, Ken.
Yeah,
get
like,
up,
it
get up. You had a good.
really depends if those blows are being counted against the control. That's hard to judge. Struggle. Snuggle. Gotta do both. Pounding running game. That is a huge octagon, though. I think I appreciate the smaller octagon more.
Yeah, I do too.
I feel like it's intimate and cozy. Just intimate punches. Loving face taps. with your other face. I can't believe they changed the rules for hitting people on the head with your shit.
Why'd they change it?
Because fighters were using it as an excuse, like they would drop down to their hands or whatever, to avoid getting hit in the face with a foot or a knee or whatever, so that it would, like, they would drop their hand down and then all of a sudden it was illegal, so they would get, like, disqualified or break or whatever other shit, which is, yeah, I agree, is not reasonable at all. And you can't really stop that. Like, you can tell them not to do that, but if they're subconsciously doing it, it's harder. But also danger. And it also seems like it's now, like, up to the local commissions to decide what constitutes as a grounded fighter. Which I think is fair. Decide locally.
Yeah.
Homegrown.
Come on, get out of there.
Homegrown organized violence. We need more fighting competitions, I think, in general. Do, 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 do. It's like a crab fest. Like, I just can't imagine those are all counted for as hits, you know what I mean? I wonder how they count them. Like, nowadays. Like now how they would count those, you know, before they weren't doing anything about it. I just watched the 4 seasons on Netflix. It was really good.
How was that?
It's really good. I thought it was hilarious. I think that's 25.
Oh, get him up, get him up, get him up. Come on.
Jump. Do it, sir. Ken, what are you doing?
There we go.
I'm trying my best, brother. My best. This is not gonna work. I know it already. It's not gonna work. Come on, man, please. Nope. For sure not. Good that they set one. I feel like that's actually a worse position for him. Because he's, like, postured now. Or, framed. Or he was, not anymore. My coach was, like, telling me something about, like, spine to spine alignment, and if you have it, then it's, like, harder to do something. The arena's also renamed to something else now.
What is it now?
It starts with a B. We have it on our thing. The Bojangles Coliseum. Coliseum.
Get him! Get him!
Man, they've really just been like locked in this. I can't imagine doing this for 20 minutes. Like, it's just incredible
Yeah,
that,
neither.
right? Like, just so much power for both of them. Like, it's incredible. I feel like if either of them wasn't the person that they are, they would have like given up ages ago at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That commentary. There was like one point where he was just like discussing, like in one of the other, whatever's, just like discussing his like family life and like he's like, this man is getting a divorce right now. It was like, what? How is that relevant to the fight in any way, shape, or form, sir?
Yeah.
He's going through a really rough time in his life. I'm like, okay.
I think I saw that one where it's like both of them currently facing custodial battles. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah. Was that one of the earliest ones? I guess we watched that. Or maybe it's, I don't fucking remember. One of the later UFCs. So silly. Announcers just say whatever comes to their mind.
Announcers say the darndest things.
Yeah. My burn is peeling. Got gross. There was like a blister. It popped. I'm not gonna touch it. Yep. It's the way she goes.
I think this is gonna go to a time limit.
Mm-hmm. Itchy.
Oh, come on. There we go.
Explosive. Smash. Hulk smash.
Oh.
Oh boy. Yeah, but see, this is again like an interesting thing is like because he's specializing in BJJ, but then like you're not as like you can wait until the perfect opportunity to do something, but if that perfect opportunity isn't coming because the other person is coming at this with a different set of skills,
Mm,
and he's using a different set of skills, then like you could wait forever and kind of end up in this situation.
mm.
So it really, it's very interesting when they put all the different types of fighty time against each other. I don't think there's one that's better than the other, though. I think it's very dependent on the fighter and their skill level. What do you think?
Can you ask that again? Sorry.
Like, I think it's. Do you think one type of fighting is better than another? Or do you think it's like more dependent on fighter and how they utilize their skills?
I think there are some fighting styles that are definitely worse than other ones. Like, no matter what.
Give me examples, if you
I don't
want.
think karate's the best one, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, fair point. Sure, it's useful for some stuff. Aikido. When I was a kid, I really wanted to learn Aikido. I like the premise of Aikido, but I feel like you can't quite use it, and there's like aspects of it, but it's not like you know, you can't completely fuck someone up with Aikido. Maybe you can. I don't know.
Um, I think knowing wrestling is probably the most important thing.
Yeah, yeah. I could agree with
You don't
that.
need to specialize in it,
But you gotta know
you
it.
should know it.
I agree with that. I'm freaking laggy again.
Whereas I feel like you could like not learn boxing and be fine.
Really?
Well, you
I
can do
would disagree.
punches and other like things. You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean yeah, yeah. I agree with that too. Like have another fighting style. Yeah, okay. But I think striking in general, like if instead of boxing it's striking, definitely an important bit. Strike and grapple.
Yeah, I'm glad they changed up the rules. This would be unbearable.
Right?
I can imagine paying $50 to see this for half an hour.
Is there children screaming in your background now? Or is that me still?
Yeah, it's outside.
Ah, see, I'm not the one with screaming children this time. Haha.
Not me there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is brutal also. I like that they, first of all, like, have split it up into 5-minute rounds, because wild. You gotta, like, stand them up sometimes, I think, too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this can just go on forever until one of them gets just tired. Would they have called it if it was just a street fight? Like, I wonder if this was just, like, happening out.
If I was watching this on the street, I would have left.
Right. You're like, okay, well, that's a turtle. I have to figure out this lag situation, though. I really do. I don't know why it's happening. I think it's probably either my computer or my internet. It's just unhappy with the experience at this point. Das okay, though. We'll get there. My goodness. I think it would be cool if they like stood them up at least.
Yeah.
Just like reset it. It makes sense why they do that now. It also makes sense why like Big John like friggin' would know exactly when to like step in and do it too. Because I feel like he's seen so much of this.
Yeah, this. If I was Dana White, I'd be very, very upset.
Yeah. Well, this is pre Dana White too, right? They don't even like own it yet.
If I was Dana White, I would have never bought this if I saw this.
Well, good thing you're not.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad he did. I'm so glad we have the UFC. It's just, I'm so glad it's gone through all the growth it has too. Like, I'm glad they continued on with it. I'm sure they had many times where it was like just difficult and sucked. Still, probably. But I'm glad they keep trying. It's adorable. 30 minutes. That's insane. Unhinged. I don't understand. 30 minutes.
That's crazy.
Right. I'm just so impressed that they're both still going, you know what I mean?
Five-minute overtime. That's crazy.
There are no rules. Relax. Like, we just came up with this idea. It's cute. It's cute, it's cute, it's cute.
Get the.
Ryan's
Look
getting
at ref just moves the
spicy.
camera.
It's his ring, technically. He's allowed to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Oh.
Just tell them they both suck.
Yeah.
Halt. Action. This is brutal. Why are we stopping? Oh, now we're standing them up. Okay, cool. Just puts him back in. Why didn't you stand them up earlier? Incredible. He looks so out of it. They both look just exhausted.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Poor guys. Could you imagine just going straight for 30 fucking minutes?
Yeah.
And then no break. They didn't take a break there. They were just like, get up, go, keep going. That's cool. That's cool.
They go right back to it. Oh my god.
Back to the ground. That was cool. That was cool. I guess Gracie's not as used to getting like bopped in the face though. That's different.
Oh.
Yikes. Oh,
my god.
Wow, that's rough. Oh.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that looks bad. I feel like it's probably internal though, and it's just kind of leaking out. But regardless, not good. Because he didn't come back for a while. I'm assuming this is partially why, too. I'm excited to see him in UFC 60, though.
Oh, Ken might get it here.
Rather than
Because he's not going to have a full
offensively.
tilt guard in. Because he's too focused on, like, blocking his face.
Yeah.
There we
Ezekiel.
go.
Oh, jeez, that was a good hand.
There we go.
Jeez. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I would have given it to Ken here. But I guess, like, is one injury like that enough to, like, give out an entire
Well, it's
fight?
changed
Probably
his whole
not.
strategy. Because he's using his other hand to block his face that he usually used more defensively another way, you know what I mean? That's just how I see it.
I feel like if the injury, it just depends on how long. If they're taking it into after overtime, because I feel like he can still defend.
Yeah.
But if that injury happened early on and then you had like a 30-minute fight on it, I feel like it would have been different. If he got that injury like the first round of this, I feel like he can outlast 5 minutes with it.
That's fair.
You know. But yeah, he looks fuckered up, bro. Jeez.
Oh! Oh!
Jeez. Like, that doesn't look as, what's it called? As,
Oh!
dominant, right? Like, as defensive. That looks pretty submissive, I would say.
Oh!
So I feel like for octagon domination points, definitely Shamrock's getting that one. 30 seconds.
Oh my god.
Wow.
The draw.
And yeah, as soon as it goes into his eyeball, make him shake hands. Aww. Aww. It's my favorite part, you know? When they're like, I love you, brother. Thank you for beating the shit out of my face.
Holy crap.
Aww. Aww. They're so cute.
I'd be pissed if I was a fan.
Oh, really? That was incredible.
I want to see a winner.
I know, but Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, look at that eyeball, though.
That's insane.
Yeah, rough. That's brutal. But look at them. They're like talking to their mates. They're giving each other hugs. He's like a little seal that like accomplished whale hunting or whatever.
Yeah.
Where is it? This is the big one? No. This is after. It's like looked at Bilal's injuries after yesterday. Fuck, man, that's brutal. That's brutal. It's gross. There's something really gross about like a massive gash that happens. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Or broken noses, the least favorite things. I don't like it. Wild. Wild, wild. I also don't know where their main event is, again, in the middle of the, the thing. And not the last one. But sure.
Well, I saw the title match.
But was this the main event of it? Or the title match is the main event?
The title match is going to be the main event.
Oh, okay. I don't know. But yeah, it makes sense why they have time limits now. I understand. Did that guy win? I feel like I missed the earlier fights. I was watching it, but I'm not watching. Wow.
Yeah. I hope the main fight's better.
Wait, did they do anything, or they just said it was a draw?
It's a draw.
Okay, they didn't like say anything. Are you having a rave?
Yeah.
Am I invited?
Of course.
That's literally not what rave music is. We do drum and bass in this household. I don't think we've ever done it on someone's rave. Maybe at some point. I went to Amsterdam one time. Over there, bleeding to the titty. Very different from American raves. Like mostly just like kumbaya. Kumbaya and fresh cut potatoes. Come on, brother. Let me turn you into more strength. There's actually quite a few people in the fighty space.
Yeah, this looks like their biggest crowd.
Mhm. I didn't look at the last one, but yeah, it's similar-ish to the modern crowd. Is that a child that I just saw in the background there?
Yeah.
Questionable, is it? No, it's just a small person.
Huh.
I'm hungry for my rice cream. It's not gonna be ready till tomorrow, but I'm still thinking about it.
Come on, Dan the Beast Severn.
I will send you photos. Defeated Charles. Oh, he did. Wow, that mustache is just a 90s beauty.
He's a manly man.
Manly man away. That's a pure dad right there. Father. Do, do, do. like you could be that intense and like serious for a fight.
Me?
Yeah. I feel
I
like
don't
if you
think so.
I feel like if you were a wrestler, you could achieve that level of intense dad mustaching. No show.
Coldwater, Michigan.
Versus Ontario, Canada. Ontario is a region.
Yeah, probably some small town.
Why not just Michigan, USA? I mean, I guess because this is a US situation. Of the world. Great White North. Free. Greco-Roman wrestling. Still think it's pretty cool that they've changed things. I wonder what else they've changed recently in terms of rules. They must have done some other updates. We should look into it.
Yeah. Come on, let's go, Dan.
Judo. Oh boy. They are both
There we
beefy.
go.
Oh, smash his head right into the cage. Smash his head into the cage. Don't do that. It's not really. Are you allowed to do that? I feel like you're not allowed to do that. I feel like you're not allowed to use the cage as a weapon. Perhaps. Who knows?
Come on.
Cool.
Oh, there we go.
OSFU. It's cool that there's all these like little epicenters of fighting all over the planet. I'd love to do like an adventure through all of them. Pilgrimage through the fighting spots. Phuket was great. I would love to go back there and just exist in that place. It was the perfect chaos. Kofi Don. Yeehaw. Fight those patrons. Oh, Jesus. This looks more like a street fight, I think, than the other ones did.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're two wrestlers, right? So.
Mm.
Oh,
That's
there we go.
cool. Yeah, Riha.
Get him,
Takedown.
get him, Dan, get him, Dan. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go.
Wow.
Get him, get him. Fucking choke the fuck.
Choke the fuck.
There we go.
Ayo. How did he submit him?
I think he had like an arm submission and like an arm wringer.
Oh, I see. Just trying to figure that out. Aw, his mama. Oh, she's so proud of him. That's so cute. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, good job. Feeling good?
I'm feeling great.
Hee-haw. Oh, manager.
Danny, 2 belts.
Ayo.
Okay, that makes up for the freaking crappy super fight or whatever.
40-hour super fight.
It wasn't even good until they got into overtime.
Yeah.
Just start from overtime and then go from there, because that's where the real fight begins.
I think that's why they started probably standing them up when they fight, just so that doesn't happen, so that there's like an opportunity to like reset the situation and then try it again and blah 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 blah. Let's finish the thing. I just want to see the interview or whatever happens. They're gonna do an interview.
Oh, big old check.
There's that big check again. 1995. I think they should absolutely bring in these big checks back. And every time Dana White gives a bonus, he absolutely needs to just fucking do a big check like that, because it's fantastic.
That's like a reality show check they give you, or a lottery one.
I love the big checks. The perfection. Well, I guess they're not gonna... Are they gonna do any kind of interview? No. They're just gonna stand around. They're just gonna... Oh, because Bruce Buffer isn't here yet either. I just noticed that. I was like, something's missing. Alrighty, well, Riha, what was your feedback?
Dan Severn's a beast, and that was a very underwhelming super fight, because I'm glad they changed the rules, because that was boring. Sorry.
I agree. I totally agree. I think that it's nice that they stand them up now and they choose to make it different. I think, again, it's really cool to see.
I like that we're witnessing all the growing pains of
Yeah.
UFC.
It's nice to see the evolution. It's also nice to see the evolution because I feel like I understand the evolution as we continue to watch it. And I understand why they do certain things the way that they do them. Because, yeah, definitely without the growing pains, it wouldn't have made sense. But yeah, I feel like it's so nice to see it in like 90s aesthetic too. It just adds something to it. It's cute.
I agree.
Yeah. Riha. Alright, friends and loved ones. That was that for tonight. We don't have anything else. I don't have any special tidbits. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us yesterday. Happy UFC days. I apologize for the lag. Consistently. We are back. Are we back tomorrow?
Yep. Monday Night Raw.
Shit, dude. We just did like, what was that? 4 days straight? 3 days straight?
4 days in a row.
40. Did we do 4 days in a row, or we're going tomorrow?
Yeah, we did Friday. We're about to do 4 days.
Did we do Thursday?
You were on Thursday, weren't you?
No, I was not on Thursday, so it would have been 5 days in a row.
So
I was not.
This is gonna be 4 days Monday.
Yeah. So Riha, 4 days in a row. Thanks for everyone that's supporting us. We appreciate you all. Watch our replays on YouTube. Yeah, Riha. It's real, raw, and rewind.
Have a good one.
That's all. Yeah, have a good one. Good night. We love you. See you tomorrow. Oh, what time are we streaming tomorrow? 8, right?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Rehaul. Okay. Bye.